What's the status of PS Audio's new speakers? This question comes from Jay in Kansas City, Kansas. Jay writes, I would love to eventually replace my B&W speakers with PS Audios, should they become publicly available. And they will, I promise you, Jay. I subscribe to the idea of matching equipment synergy and am probably a bit obsessive. Really? An audiophile that's obsessive? Like me? Good for you, Jay. Anyhow, any information would be great, and I love what you and the rest of PS Audio's family are out there doing in Boulder. Thanks, Jay. Well, thanks, Jay. Well, as you may recall, the AN3s were debuted, I guess, June, July, whenever Expona was in Chicago, and we brought a pair of prototypes, and here they are. These are the prototype AN3s. They're really beautiful. God, I love these. But you might notice that the prototype AN3s are mothballed. So I thought maybe what we would do is take you downstairs into the engineering lab, and I'll show you what we're up to and where we're going and what the status is. Hang on. I can magically transport us down to the engineering room. And voila! We're magically transported downstairs by the power of a simple edit. But here we are down in the engineering lab where we started upstairs. And we're talking about the AN3 loudspeakers, and I wanted to show you some of the progress. So briefly, what has happened is the original AN3s that you probably saw, perhaps you heard if you were in Chicago's Expona, they were a great set of speakers, but they're prototypes, and we told everybody, this is a prototype, here's your chance, you're all part of the hi-fi family. So come on, you know, we'll show you what we're doing. I mean, not many companies do that. Not many companies take their prototypes to shows and show people, but we do, because we love our community. We want to be inclusive of our community. So, but now once the prototypes are shown and they serve their purpose, then the next step is, all right, how do we get to the next round of prototypes? And we went through one more round of drivers and got them better. We fixed problems that we found and weaknesses that we thought amplified strengths that we liked. And then along the way, we also hired a new designer, Chris Brunhaver, which you'll be hearing more. I've hornswoggled Chris, who knows more about speakers and drivers than any person I've ever met in my life, including the Arnold. I mean, Arnie had the best set of ears on the planet, and no one will ever beat him on that, and more experience than anybody. But when it comes to driver design, oh my God, Chris is amazing. Arnie, I mean, if he had been alive, would have snapped Chris up in a second. So, and just as a precursor, I've hornswoggled Chris into doing a YouTube video series. Maybe we'll do some do-it-yourself speakers. He's a cool guy, and I think you'll get to know him in YouTube videos. In the meanwhile, Chris came on board, and I told him, you know, here's where we are. We're still using off-the-shelf drivers, and it's just not as exciting as it needs to be. And Chris just rolled his sleeves up and started fresh and redesigned every driver from scratch. And you can see some of it here, and it's very different. This is all see that machine there? That's an SLA, a 3D printer. And so Chris has printed, this is an actual driver, these are just placeholders, but Chris has printed this entire face to build what, it's not the world's first, but it's certainly nothing you're going to see out there. It is a coaxial ribbon driver. It's very cool. So this is sort of like the original 10-inch Neo 10 from the old company Bolander Grabner that we used in the original prototype. And then if you'll remember, we had a tweeter up here. Well, Chris and I and Darren, we all love the idea of coaxial drivers. And a coaxial driver is, it's one driver with a tweeter in the middle and a mid-range around it. But we also love ribbons. So we redesigned this driver, and then we took this and are using a custom tweeter that Chris designed, and put it all into this very cool waveguide. It's called a waveguide. And it looks like it's blocking some of the mid-range, which it is, and Chris will explain to you. I'm not very good at all this, but he showed me all the physics on it, and it really isn't at the frequencies that it's working at, or long enough that it doesn't bother it. But this is going to be the new tweeter and mid-range, and it'll all be in a coaxial. You see these? These will be all new mid-bass couplers that he designed. And if you remember, in the old AN3, we had one mid-bass coupler. It was a four-way system. Now, the top half, and it has been cut in half, so you got a top half and a bottom half all put together with those pretty wood sides. Now that top half looks like this. So where you have a top and a bottom and a Diapolito configuration. And then the bottom part is still all subwoofer. So pretty exciting stuff. This is just, oh, wait till you hear this. New cabinets on the way. We're going to be assembling all those things. We've had we've been listening, we've been testing and designing crossovers. Can't wait. We're going to show them at RMAF on the 6th of September, I believe. So stay tuned, because this will be the actual version that we produce. Cool, huh? Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.